it's Penny and Becca here with your Sunday Summer Stretch Series. And it's July 2nd today.
Yeah.
We're all about the holiday. So we have a little stars and stripes going on behind us to add to the excitement of things. And we're just in my backyard, and we thought today we would talk to you about the idea of structure and how having a good foundation and some structure in your life can make a big difference. But first of all, we want to start out with our celebration from last week. If you joined us last week, you know that we talked about support. And I'm really interested in hearing how that showed up in your life this week. I mean, I had some amazing practice what you preach type of moments where I really had to ask for support, and it was a little uncomfortable, but more not so much in the asking part, but just in realizing that, I'm worth what I'm asking for, more of an internal shift of saying, hey, guess what? I can ask for the whole enchilada, not just the, what do you call those things? Cheese,
minuscule little.
Yeah, whatever. So I can ask for big things. So, and it happened in several ways this week. So it's really funny because I'm just like, I'm really hoping that you are all at least thinking about these ideas and putting them into practice, because they may just be a little thing, but it's those little things that can really change your life. I mean, for me, I just feel like I stretched so much this week that I maybe pulled a muscle. Maybe it was a boundary muscle or an asking muscle or something like that. So, I'm kind of limping today because it's like, whoa, that was a big deal. But it's exciting. It's exciting to see what can come when we ask for it. So that's what we want to talk about a lot today, is how does having a structure help you, or a container, or some sort of discipline or routine. For me, and I think for most people, we like that idea of freedom, that we can do what we want, when we want, how we want it, and have the money and the time to do that. But let's face it, for most of us, that's not always the reality of things. We have some constraints. So I also teach a creativity workshop, and one of the exercises I did with that is we did like 6-word stories. So you have to tell a whole story just using 6 words. And when you have to be that focused, you are very careful about, but it's amazing what you can come up with. So it's not always about constraints making you small and frustrated and all that. It's like sometimes those constraints help you cut away the distractions. One of the big things, like lately, I've read this book called The More of Less, and there's the gentleman talks about how he's a minimalist, and I really admire that, and I would like to get that way. But if you saw my house right now, you'd know that we're a long way from minimalism. But I love the idea. And last week I gave a lot of things away, and I'm just going to keep working at it every day to put some things away, or even in a different place for 6 months until I'm sure I don't need them. But not having all the things around you then allows you to focus on what really matters and what's important to you. And I think this also comes into play with when we're trying to design our day, our month, our life, whatever. I think sometimes too much freedom is overwhelming, and too many options. I mean, it's great. Like, I had this friend who always used to say that when I couldn't make a choice, he'd always say, but you have all great options. And I'm like, I know, but there's still all of these options, and it's hard to pick which one. But
so structure is very important. It's a huge difference in my day and how much I can get done if I add a little more structure, like I need to, as far as get up a little earlier and go have 15 minutes of working out, and then get in the shower, and then it helps a lot having that structure and having that motion first thing in the morning to get you moving and get
Yeah, so I think the thing that we would like to ask you to think about is, what are the structures and what are the routines in place that actually support you doing your thing? Right now they might be unconscious. It might just be you get up and do the same thing every day, but actually naming it so you know this supports me. Because some days you might have a bad day and you think, what happened today? And then you're like, oh, first one wrong when I did this with the coffee pot or whatever,
Right.
or I did this with the juicer or something like that. And but identifying what are the things that you need. I always like to do. This is really simple, but it was just an exercise that for me, I always said if I move every day and I write every day, it's going to be a good day, because those are two things that are essential. And well, I guess eating would also be one of them, but eating good food, well, I have to put that, because eating junk food does not support me. But
No, and I can verify that too.
Yeah. But maybe if you can identify 3 things, even just 3 things, that these are the things I need in my life every day, and it maybe it's time with your kids, or hugs with your hubby or your wife, or something like that. Maybe it's time in nature. You know, I just this morning I was out walking with the dogs, and I fall in love every day when I go on the walk, because I'm like, I love to be outside. I love the sky. I love the clouds. I mean, as you can see, it's a beautiful day today. And even the other day when it was not so beautiful and rainy, you know, it's just still, I get so much joy from being outside and interacting with nature, that's really important. So I guess I would say if I move every day, move outside every day, and then come home and write about it. And there's the other piece of, maybe some of you do a gratitude journal. I mean, that's been around for a while, but that's very helpful at the end of the day, just to even say what helped a family member or with your family. What do you think about that?
My son is home from school for the summer. So I have found for him, he thrives when I give him structure. And I don't mean the whole day. Like she said, 3 things. You know, I will give him a list of chores that maybe take 15, 20 minutes to finish. Lots of times they aren't long. But so he has 3 things. He has to finish his chores. He has to work out for a half hour in whatever fashion he wants to. He seems to love the elliptical machine, but, you know, we have choices. And then he has to work on a course. And he got to pick his course. He actually picked the videography so he can help Penny with her videos. He thought, he's got a new camera and he's ready to take on the world with this camera. So I'm big on encouraging him that. But just having those 3 things for him to do, it improves his mood. It improves what he does with the rest of his day. Instead of getting up and staring at the TV or the video games, you know, first thing when you wake up and going to bed with, like, it helps him with every aspect of his life, just to have just a little bit of structure. And I think it really helps for us to have some control over it. Like, you know, my decision to get up and work out, take control of it. Don't let other people build your structure. Let it be your structure, and then you'll enjoy it more. I think that's another really big thing, is if you let other people dictate every move you make all day long, that's when you feel stuck. That's when you feel confined by the structure. But if you give yourself structure, I think it gives you empowerment. It gives you a better feeling of, I can accomplish anything I want to. Look how I took over this day, and look what I got accomplished. You know, it just makes you feel better about what you need to get done, and getting done what you want to get done. There's a pride in that, having a little bit of control and taking control of the structure in your world.
Yeah, I like that. I'm taking notes here, and I was looking for my pen. So that's a really good one. I love that, because anytime we make it our decision to do something, if it's our choice, that's a little bit different, because there's probably that rebel in all of us. If we're told to do something, none of us really like to be told we have to do something, because it's like, you can't make me. Well, you know, but if you decide it's your choice, then it's like, I'm choosing to do this, and it's a whole different energy going into it.
Then you're being pulled instead of pushed. Pushed.
Yeah.
It's all about, you know, are you the one that is doing something because you chose to do it and you love it, or are you the one doing something because you have to pay the bills, and because so and so said so, and because, you know, then you're being pushed, and it's hard to stay motivated when you're being pushed. But if you take control of it and you're doing it what you want, when you want, how you want to do it, within reason, within what you have for control, all of a sudden, all of that becomes easier. Your day becomes more enjoyable because you're being pulled by what you want to do instead of being pushed by what.
Yeah, it's like when you're trying to make this choice, and it's like, are you running from something or are you going to something?
Mm-hmm.
And you might also look at what gives you energy and what takes energy away from you during the day, because you'll want to look at how can you build that into your structure. If you know something is draining, can you put in something that's giving you energy at a certain time? You know, a lot of us know about the afternoon slump. And you know, what can we do? Can we go outside and go for a walk? Can we phone a friend? Can we do something like that? So I'm going to write that down on our list too. Plus and minus, what gives and takes your energy. And I think that's it for now. So we will see you next week. And next week I want to talk about showing up. That's something that we want to just give you a little preview of upcoming attractions. So, and one thing we'd love for you to show up for is our September retreat. So we, this week, I took some action and put together a brochure for our September Tapping into Your Well Power retreat. And we would love to have you come. And it does not matter if you live far away, because Iowa in the fall is a wonderful place to be. I know that it may not be on your vacation planning radar, but we'd love for it to be now. So we're going to post some information about that, because we're going to have a retreat at a lovely retreat center, and we're going to do exercises throughout the day. We'll have 3 different sessions. We'll have a nice, delicious, and nutritious lunch. We'll do some tapping, and we'll do some laughing, and probably a little crying too. But we're going to do some transformational type things. So look for that. And we will see you next Sunday. I hope you have a spectacular 4th of July if you are in the United States. If you're somewhere else, you can still have a spectacular 4th of July. It's probably just not quite so fireworky or something. So anyway, okay, we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you like this, please be sure to share it with some friends, or leave us a comment. We'd certainly love to hear how this information is helping you and moving you along in your life. Okay, we'll see you next time.